Hey guys, it's John here. Today we are in our car. We are stopping at a client's house and we're checking in on some flower beds, some containers, and I thought I'd show you all the beautiful flowers that we're checking in and looking at. It is the middle of August, so some things are tired, but some things are looking so good, better than they did all summer. So let me show you. We're just about to fertilize all these flowers. We've been doing that every single week, but this bed looks so good, you guys. I am so impressed with how everything has turned out. This beautiful white drift is a Kauai vinca. It's a much smaller vinca. As you can see, this is a regular size vinca, so it is much smaller, probably a quarter of the size, but their impact is, oh my gosh. I had a bed or a border of alyssum in here in the springtime, and these flowers kind of mimic that alyssum look to it, and I think it's really pretty what we have here. So we have the border of the Kauai vinca, and then in front of it we kind of threw in some trailing vinca or cascade vinca just to give it a little more dimension. It was kind of empty here, so we kind of tucked in some extra plants just to give it some more volume, and I'm blown away with those, and I think they look really good with the purple gomphrena. Look at those. It's a dwarf gomphrena. It's called a gnome purple gomphrena. We tucked them all in here. They weren't doing anything like literally all summer, and now they just look so good. So good, especially with the pentas. This was a dwarf pentas. Probably should have planted a taller one back here, but these pentas are looking so good. The bees and the hummingbirds absolutely love this flower. So it's just a really pretty mix and medley of summer color here. We have some celosia back here too, this red celosia. It's a really pretty plume flower, and the leaves are really gorgeous too. And of course we have some dragon's breath celosia tucked in here, but they're kind of small. They take a little bit to get established, so they're hanging in there. And then in the back we have the angelonia, the angel face white in the back, and then the angel face blue. And they were looking really good a few weeks ago. They're getting kind of straggly. Maybe we'll come in here and prune it a little bit, but all in all, everything looks really good, you guys, for the middle of September. And I'm just really impressed, especially with these Kauai vincas, you guys. They are just so pretty. Look at this. Really pretty medley of the vincas, the pentas, and the gomphrena. There's me. This is the fertilizer we've been using. It's a Proven Winners water-soluble fertilizer. And all we do is add some scoops to it. We're actually out. But we add 1 scoop per gallon. And our watering cans here are 2 gallons. So we add 2 scoops, mix it up, and then we water in the plants with all the fertilizer. Just like that. Give it a nice drench. These are 2 raised beds in the back. And there's lots of really pretty things back here. This is a celosia. It's a new look celosia. It gets about 2 feet tall, but I believe this is 3 plants right here. And it's a pretty big mass. I probably should have planted this in the back, but look how pretty these are. This one's cresting, but they'll get bigger and bigger. These plumes will. Look at that. These are really pretty, and the leaves are gorgeous to it. We have more celosias. We have a couple different kinds of celosias. This is an intense celosia, and I'll show you guys some more back there. It gets these really pretty purple plumes to it, and these really pretty foliage. I just love the way this plant looks, even when it's not blooming. It's so pretty. We have some angelonias back here. Go around this way. Look at these. They've been cranking out blooms all summer. This is a dragon's breath celosia. I should have planted this in the front, so it might get a little buried back here, but we'll see if it gets any taller. Hopefully it will. Hopefully it will. These are some dwarf sunflowers that we had in here that were really cute a few weeks ago. So we'll give it a good fertilizer and see if that helps. More celosia, the purple ones. There's 4 plants back here. This will be so pretty. Can you imagine that? Like, it'll be this tall, all with really pretty purple flowers. This will be gorgeous. And these, more of them here, and then the zinnias up front, more like a cranberry wine color. They kind of got bleached out from the sun a little bit, but they're still really pretty. And this will kind of trail over I think that'll be a really pretty element in the fall. Just a really nice sweet potato vine with the purple flowers. Oh, I forgot the coxcomb. This is the orange coxcomb. Hopefully they get a little bit bigger. I'll give them a good fertilizer today, but they seem kind of dry. So maybe that's the problem. And then the vegetable garden over here is, it is taking over. These are all the Armenian cucumbers. I don't think here's one. This one's big, but these are good. These are almost, they are not a true cucumber. They taste like just a regular cucumber, but they're actually in the melon family. Because melons do really well here in the summertime. But we have some zinnias tucked in here. Look how pretty those are. More sunflowers here. They'll be coming up. We had some, I don't even know what colors these were, but the birds absolutely loved them. We tucked in some celosias up front. The dragon's breath celosia. These will get nice and dark, much darker like this color when they bloom in a couple weeks. More celosias back here. This is the orange coxcomb. Some really nice basil. Look how pretty this is. Just gorgeous having all this basil. Roselle. This is a roselle hibiscus. It makes that that tea, if you've ever had hibiscus tea, it's made from roselle. So these will bloom in October and make the calyxes that we'll use for the tea. You can also make a really good jam with it too. It's really yummy. But we have some more zinnias tucked in here. This is the Uproar Rose zinnia. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Super pretty. More basil. We have a couple different kinds. This is a cinnamon basil. This is a Greek basil, loving its life, clearly. Nice pretty mound of it. Lemon basil. Lemon. There's not much in here. We had tomatoes in here, but we kind of had to get rid of them. They were becoming too much of a problem with the birds. More lemon basil. Eggplants. There's no eggplants on here currently, but it looks like there's like a aphid problem. It's all sticky, so maybe we'll take care of that today. This is a wild sunflower. I didn't plant this sunflower, but I think it was from the bird feeder. So we usually just trim it up a little bit, but these are more of the native sunflowers that grow on the side of the road here in Arizona. They do really well, clearly. It's loving its life. It's been blooming all summer, so we love that. Some peppers that are rebounding for the fall. These actually look really good. They were struggling a little bit over the summertime, and then more basil, of course. Looking lovely. We planted a bougainvillea here in the springtime, and hopefully it'll climb up this. We're gonna train it to climb up this lattice to be really pretty. I think it's gonna be gorgeous. It was a white color, but it turned pink somehow. So it's still really pretty. I love it. We'll give everything a good fertilizer, especially the potato vine and the celosias. These are some of the back pots, and it looks pretty good for the most part. It's a little leggy. These are a little leggy, but for the middle of August, honestly, they don't look too bad. They don't look too bad. We tried tucking in some of these dragon's breath celosias, but they're not taking off as well as I hope. So I'm gonna give them a little bit more fertilizer today, and hopefully that'll boost them a little. I just love this combo. The kawaii red vinca with the strawberry vinca is so pretty. Even with the peach one, it's really pretty. Red combo. Then all of them have the blue angel face angelonia, the red pentas, a green sweet potato vine, and then these are the cascade vincas. Look how pretty this is. It has just filled in these pots so beautifully and draped over the sides. It looks so good. These are the cascade vincas, peach and strawberry. I usually use them in the winter, in the summer. And then the winter I use a petunia, like a trailing petunia, but these are so pretty. Look at that. We planted sunflowers in this bed last week, but nothing's coming up, and I think the birds are eating everything. So what we're gonna do is grab this mesh trash can. I don't know where we got it. I think it was Target, but I'm not quite sure. You can get these pretty much at any store. we're gonna plant some sunflowers. These are a white night, so they have the white with the black center, and I think that's gonna be really pretty for Halloween. Kind of give that like harvest moon vibe to it. So we're gonna open up the seed packet one-handed. Oh my gosh. And we're just gonna like trench. We're gonna plant a ton. Kind of make some rows right here where it's wet, and then we're gonna sprinkle in some seeds. There we go. We can always thin them out later, but I just want to make sure that these germinate. So we're gonna just sprinkle them in here probably every inch or so. I'm gonna move these around. Okay, bury it. And then we're gonna put the trash can right on top. And this is a good way to protect it from the birds, and it can still get light and water from the irrigation. We made it to our second stop, and we're just checking in on some beautiful containers. Okay, we made it to our second stop, and we're just checking in on some containers. Wow, this container really grew quite a bit. We have an olive topiary in the middle, which we'll trim up come this fall. A nice sweet potato vine over here, the cascade vinca, kawaii vincas, some angelonia. Doesn't look too bad, but it's getting kind of mangy. We have 2 more olive topiaries in these pots that we do need to trim up again this fall, but it looks like we had a little irrigation issue. At least the sweet potato vine is still alive here, but the other pot looks much better. Look at the sweet potato vine, oh my gosh. I wanted it to go up through the trellis, and it's done a pretty good job doing so, but maybe we'll just trim it up a little bit down here, but everything looks, it's alive, so that's good. Again, this is the kawaii fuchsia vinca. Here. And these are some pots we had. I don't remember the name of this plant, but I'm glad it's still alive. And we'll give it a nice haircut in the fall. We usually don't trim much of anything in the summer, just so that they don't burn. We had some wire vine here, but it looks like it's a little bit of an irrigation issue again. But not too bad, honestly. Everything looks pretty good. Our goal is mainly just to keep things alive in the summer. This wire vine looks much better. I think this one gets a little bit more shade than the other one. And we are right by an airport, so there's always planes going by, so excuse the airplane noise. We're trying to fix an irrigation issue, but there's clearly a lot of pressure to this line. There's a lot of water coming out, so I think these emitters were just very clogged. They have the emitters every 6 inches, and typically we don't have to replace them in the middle of the season, but maybe she just has really hard water because the flow is just not great on here. Okay, so we just replaced all the lines, and they are much better. Do you see that? They have a much better flow to them, so glad we got that fixed. We ended up replacing all of the drip lines with new lines just because they just got super calcified, and that just happens when you have hard water, but it's really easy to do, and it's not very expensive. So we replaced all of them, and they should be set for the rest of the summer. We're just gonna hang out for the rest of the day and water some plants, but I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video.